Thursday Workday is fully underway, and two of the projects that we're working on today are brightening up the cozy corner and relocating the grapevine that I salvaged from across the street into a pot where it has been languishing for months while I try to figure out where I can possibly plant it. And it's getting planted today because I just thought of a place that it might do well. One of the things you're always considering in an urban garden is, where's the sun? How are my plants going to get enough sun to thrive? And I hope I figured it out. It just hit me like 10 minutes ago after months of consideration. So Eric is digging a hole. Let's go check it out. Yes. Okay, we had the irrigation on for an hour and a half probably because it was so dry. And if I'd realized, I wouldn't have had it on that long. If I'd realized we were going to be digging a hole here. So now we got 2 inches of water in the bottom of this hole. But believe me, that'll get sucked up pretty fast. But the idea is to put it right smack in the Parkway number 2 and let it grow up, let the vines grow up through the princess flower, which is kind of sparse on foliage. This hole is 6 inches away from the worm tower, so he's encountering some worms. We should have done this when we first moved it, but it just takes time to figure out things in an urban garden, where things are going to go. It's one thing about an urban garden, things are always changing. Oh, I see.
Easy.
Very smart. Great. This soil is very dry, so that wet hole is going to be great for the roots. I've used the acid fertilizer that's good for berries and camellias, azaleas, and so forth. And the azomite minerals, coffee grounds, worm castings, and wow, that went quickly.
Okay, leave it a little room for water.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Mm-hmm.
See?
Ooh.
Okay.
So this princess flower will be basically a trellis for the grapevine. The princess flower almost died because it was choked off by all the rhizome California natives that were planted in the ground, which Eric dug up last spring. By that point I'd already planted the weeping acacia. If the grapevine does well and produces, we could actually have another food source in this parkway. So we have another probably 7 or 8 pounds of pineapple guavas, but they're definitely winding down, and just a handful of beans and 1 beautiful fig, which I will be eating for lunch. This is a huge amount of trouble to go to for one little tiny spot weld. So I brought that little chair down here, down to Venice. It's a 22-minute drive each way for one little thing on the chair. So here we go. Well, that was interesting. I got to meet Bob, the owner, whose parents opened this welding shop 51 years ago. And he made a deal. He said, I'll take 2 coffees and a blueberry muffin to drop everything and do it right now. And I went next door and got him the coffees. We made a deal, and he did a great job. And it's interesting to see, interesting and wonderful to see that there's somebody that still has a trade, that has a skill, so that you can get things fixed. This is a red-backed jumping spider, and I found it in the house. Normally I would kill spiders in the house, but this is a good garden spider, so we have brought it outside. It will jump. One day I saw one of these carrying a yellow jacket that it had killed. They are fierce. Okay. Yeah. We're probably going to run out of paint. You know what we should do is just do the chairs. Wow, that was a pineapple guava that just ejected from the tree. Okay, there is no way that one can is going to do it. He only had one can. Someone wrote me and said I should make the chairs and the table in the cozy corner more cheerful. And I debated on what color that should be. And I'm sure it's no surprise to my fans that I wound up doing a dark red. I almost made it, Eric. Not quite. Well, the legs, I didn't finish the legs on the table. Okay, so we are finally getting back to the celery while it's still alive, separating that and putting pieces in a lot of different pots. It's hard to tell what we've got here. We've got a lot of plants.
My idea is put it in the ground.
Yes, please.
See, I move.
Come here. Okay, whoa. Got a big worm here. Hope you can see that. Okay, so the day is almost over. We've got about an hour, and there's a lot of cleanup that Eric is doing in the back from that other celery job, and I am going to reboot this bed that had the dahlias that got covered in mildew. And I'm going to be putting some myco-grow in here, so hopefully that will help with mildew. And I'm going to plant these progress number 9, a few of them right in here. All right. A new subscriber asked me if I was going to cover something or other, and I basically cover everything every week almost, because I'm always planting something or harvesting something or moving something or potting something up. And if you just follow along my Thursday Workday playlist, you're going to probably have most of your questions answered. Look at that worm. Okay, these three have been baking in the sun. They're not super warm, but they're not cold either. So I'm going to plant the daikon radish. 2 seeds every 5 inches. When 1 inch tall, thin to 1 every 5 inches. I'll show you the seeds. 2 every 5 inches. Once again, I'm just going to do it like this. Because I forgot to inoculate these seeds, I'm just going to side dress these with a little bit of micro-grow. You can see why I picked this particular paint. It's International Harvester Red. Did you do it? Got it. It smells terrible. I'm gonna have to talk to. We need bleach. Let me see it. Open.
Oh, but it's terrible.
Oh, okay.
Well, open.
Yeah, I have to. I need to see it. Okay, this is the comfrey. This represents both of the batches of the broken down comfrey, and it smells absolutely horrible. Okay, I guess next week we're gonna make some spray out of that. So these are the daikon radish, and they're gonna stay covered up until they sprout, and I'm gonna check them until they do. A garden is never perfect, and it's never done. But it's nice when it's a little bit organized. Thanks so much for watching this channel. Please give the videos a thumbs up and share them with your friends so the channel can grow. And if you enjoyed this video, check out these. And I'll see you in the next video.